All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the wrap-up live show for the Mafia Readathon. Let's wash all the blood off our hands from the weekend, and we're just going to hang out for a little bit. So wait for everybody to hop on, but this is just going to be kind of a short wrap-up show. I know some people might be skipping out on their moms to come hang out. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Hang out with your mom. But I just wanted to see how it went for everybody and just chat about our favorite books for a little bit. I have a pen and paper here to take down some recommendations if anybody has some. So yeah, it is not telling me who's here. So hopefully it's working. Oh, there we go. There everybody came. I hate when it does that because I'm like, is it working? But yeah, but anyway, so first off, ladies, how high in the hierarchy did you get?
I'm
figuring that out now. So
okay, Jackie, what'd you get?
I got Cabo.
Nice.
I did not finish Taken by a Sinner, but the only point I was going to get when I finished it was a new to me author. So, yeah. So I added that one in because technically I did start it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
If I don't count my current read that I haven't finished yet, I'm at the second highest. Whatever.
Okay. Well, will you finish it tonight? Because it goes till midnight.
I will finish it tonight. I only have an hour left of the audiobook.
Okay, well. See, Jackie didn't even start hers. So that's why it doesn't count. But
okay. No,
I did start it.
Okay, will you finish it by midnight?
Probably not.
Okay, there we go. If you'll finish it by midnight, count your points for it because we're doing this early in the day. So I think you made it, Jess. Good job.
Yes. Oh, I also cheated though because I started early. So, but
well, whatever. Everybody does that. Like I started the night before too. Everybody does it.
Okay, I don't feel as bad.
I love it. Okay, let's see what some people got. I'm excited about it, and then we'll talk about our favorites. Everybody saying hi. Hey. Komal, you had 15 points. Okay, I don't have the list in front of me. So where'd I put my phone at?
I got it right here. I was just
I actually think I left it in the other room. Good for me. I don't need to be on my phone anyway. It's fine.
I was just working on it, so give me 1 second. Bring it back up.
So apparently for this readathon, you're just binging Perfectly Imperfect because I read book 7, book 8, and you're on book 9. Perfect.
Right. 15 is Underboss. 15 to 18 is Underboss.
Nice. There you go. All right, LaBelle, I love it. Way to go. Yeah, Daniela just like wiped the board. So there we go. This is why some people here we go. She blacked out the board.
I got 29 extra points. Jesus.
Oh
yeah. See, I told her, like, Lindsay was like, how are we counting? And I was like, girl, if you actually want to black out the board, you have it. Like, I was keeping the points a secret, but I was like, you don't have to figure out your points. You got enough in the extra points. So you're good. If we have until tonight, then no 20. See, perfect. You do it. Oh, Megan, you just squeaked by. I love it. So yeah, well, let's start with what was everybody's favorite reads. How many did people read? What was your favorite book? And we'll chat about that first.
I completed 2, and my favorite out of the 2 was Stolen Air.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yep. Did you have a rough finish with the other one?
It
wasn't going so good the other day.
No. It wasn't, and it never really got any better. It
what
just
book
didn't.
was that?
King's Ransom.
I don't know that
by Jane Henry. It was the 3rd installment to the Ruthless Dom series. It was just, I love Daddy Kink. I think that's awesome. But it was the way it was introduced. It was the way it was utilized. It was the back and forth between just a kink versus a lifestyle component and the forcing of the lifestyle component when it didn't need to be. And also you wanted me to feel like this woman was strong, but you kept having her talk in a little girl mindset.
Yeah. Misuse
and also
of Daddy Kink.
Yeah, there's also a huge decade age gap. Like multiple decades.
Okay, I was like, a decade's not really.
I was going to say, I can do a decade.
I was like, 10 years is my sweet spot. So I was like, what do you mean? No.
Like, he could have been her grandfather.
Yeah, he's a solid sugar daddy type of one. Yeah.
And they, like, Jen, you made a really good point. They could never really decide what age group of the little she was. Because I saw, like, little, and then I saw, like, mid, then I saw, like, teen, and then I just saw, like, being a brat. And I'm like, okay, are you doing a brat thing? What are we doing? Like, that was, once you pointed that out, I was like, that's the fucking problem, is they're not making the age group clear and consent and clear. And Yeah, so, but they both got 3 stars. Just, I like Stolen Air better. So,
Nice.
Stolen Air is really good.
92 points. Yeah, Amber, you also, you could just tap out now. You got it. I think you.
72 points?
Yeah.
That's
I know.
awesome.
Oh, Carnal Urges, so good. And what was your favorite? Yes. Yep.
Oh, my favorite was When She Unravels. So I didn't like I liked the second book. I just didn't like it quite as much as the first one.
Mm-hmm.
But my least favorite is definitely the one I'm reading now, which is Chain Hands.
Okay.
There's nothing about it that I'm enjoying so far. So it's essentially just this girl gets kidnapped, or her husband sells her to pay off his gambling debts. And now she's like sleeping with the guy that took her. But there's no they're just getting together, and like she's still like, I hate you, like I don't know why they're sleeping together at the moment. Like it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and she just is like, okay, I'm cheating on my husband. I'm like, I don't know, I want more character development, which is a rare thing for me to say, but
sure. I made it to Donna, and your favorite was Twisted Pride. I read it first, and the rest of my read suffered. I mean, I understand. I completely understand. I mean, most Mafia books suffer when compared to Twisted Pride, so there's that. Not my favorite, but the coolest retelling was Fear Me, Love Me. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that you read that one, Lindsay. That's awesome. That book was wild. Like, that's not a 5-star book for me, but I loved it. And I
okay,
can
if that's a Labyrinth retelling, I definitely need to check that one out, because that's
yeah,
like my
I just wrote it
favorite
down. I was like,
fucking.
wait, Labyrinth?
it is.
Yeah, I'm like, let me just put this down right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I love it. Yeah, that's one of my, like, it was on my Rex and it hit like a lot of them. I love that one. So did Unholy Vows. Like, those are 2 of my favorites that like aren't a favorite, but I love them at the same time. I know it's weird. Like, there are parts of it that are literally 6-star things, and then there are things that I'm like don't like at all, so it balanced out, but I love that one. So yeah, Lilith Vincent, she goes there with her stuff for sure. For your 5 books, your favorite was When She Unravels. Oh, great. I love it. Please tell me he didn't call her little one or little girl. Well, of course.
all the fucking time.
Of course he wouldn't have been Monica. Come on. It was a
During
daddy
the sex
one.
scenes, totally fine. During everything else, get fucked. I was not having it.
Yep. Darkest Sins was amazing. It's my favorite. Yeah, it's great. I love that one so much. Red Air and Rebel and the Anti-Heroes duet, Painted Scars, and we'll finish Gorgeous Villain. New to be author.
I love so many of those.
Yeah, those are great. You picked good ones. Como reads good shit. So the novel Aquarian. I love it. Just finished Twisted Pride. I love it. I love how many people were reading Twisted Pride. I won't lie. Very happy that I picked that one and forced people to read it for lots of points. You read When She Unravels and Broken Whispers. Love it. Both of those were new. Okay, well, great. Those are ones I'm happy to introduce to you. Okay, we're going to get around to these. Don't skip ahead of me, Daniela. Don't skip ahead of me, girl. We'll get to it. I have questions. Finished 2 audiobooks, Cruel Obsession and Brutal Vow. Oh, great ones.
Nice.
Good ones. Favorite was Silent Lies. Yep. Favorite will always be Anti-Heroes duet. Yes.
I love him.
Super great. My favorites were Sanctum and Beloved. All right. There you go. Considered Savage Wounds, Lynn Harris, a Bonnie and Clyde retelling because it felt like it to me, but I don't know. I don't think so. I know which one you're talking about, Danielle. I don't think so. That one is that one's just 2 people killing together. I don't think that's Bonnie and Clyde. But that's just some of my thing on it. Like the ones that are retellings, they usually say they're a retelling in their description. If the author had said this is inspired by Bonnie and Clyde, I would give it to you. But I know the book you're reading, and I'm like, he's just a psycho who they kill stuff together. And Bonnie and Clyde didn't kill bad people together. They killed innocent people who are just happen to own banks and be the tellers at banks. It's a good one though. Sienna and Drago are my favorite, followed by Nira and Kai. Yes, they're very good. Jane Henry put 3 of her books on sale. Ooh, nice. Love it. I can't
That
pick
is
a
a
favorite.
great problem to have.
That's a
Yeah.
great problem to have. I read Deliver Us from Evil. I think that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. 8 Bingos. Oh, the trilogy by Monica James. Okay. Sweet. Okay, cool. I love it. Well, I won't make people choose. You don't know much about retelling. Oh, that's okay, girl. I mean, sorry, I wasn't trying to like chastise you for it, so I'm sorry if it felt like that. I just meant it'll usually say it's a retelling. That's where I was. Like if it said, like there is a Mafia one called Beauty and the Beast, and there's one that it says inspired by Cinderella. Like one of Michelle Hurd says inspired by Cinderella. And there's one that's inspired by Rapunzel. So it usually like says it. That's why I picked it. But maybe retelling will be one of the prompts I don't keep on the board next time, which is what we'll talk about now. Which like type of prompts did you like the most? Do we like the format of this, making it a game again? Or people are like, no, I just want to build my own board again. Tell me, viewers, what you think, because that's what I want to know. I just got the bee in my bonnet, and I was like, hey, ladies, I think I'm gonna make it a game. And they just are like, sure, sounds good. So yeah, what did you guys think? Let me know. Tell me, give it to me.
I liked the points. I thought it was great. And I thought it was unique. So I feel like most readathons, a lot of them are just like the bingo board. So I thought it added a nice little extra dynamic.
Yeah. I like the extra stuff. I really like the fact that you kept like the hierarchy point values hidden.
Yeah.
Like I almost think like next year, like if you want, like do a set bingo board, like have them design their bingo board like you did that one year where we get to pick and choose, but you hide the point values of those prompts.
Ooh, I kind of like that too.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like
So they,
I provide the choices you get, like
Yeah.
I usually do, and then pick them.
but then you hide the point values so you don't know the point values of your bingo board until the end, but you get like a whole point, you get like 5 points for a full bingo that you created. So you still
Sure.
get points, but like if you pick an oddly specific one, you get a higher point value for it. Something
Sure.
like that.
Interesting. I like that idea. I want to see what some people are saying. I mean, that sounds fun. So that's a great idea. I'm going to keep that. I also think like I wanted to keep it simple even while adding rules to it. That makes sense. Because like that's the only thing that I don't want to discourage people who are like, well, I just want to do it. But at the end of the day, if they just want to read Mafia, then they can just read Mafia anytime. If you want to play the game, like you're playing the game.
Yeah.
So no, that could be fun. I like that. You also read Madness Obsession. Oh yeah, you reread that one. Love it. Yeah.
I like the audiobook for that. It's really good.
Mm-hmm. Having it tied to okay, cool. I'm glad you like that. I had fun with it too. I literally looked up the real map and everything. Because I was like, I think I know this. And I was like, no, I want to look up the Cosa Nostra's because that's the Cosa Nostra's hierarchy, how it goes. Lots of fun with this format. Good. Oh, I'm glad. I love that it was a game. Great. Well, I also is clear too of like, there's always people that like if you're someone who reads a ton and you want to play the game, you're gonna pick the books that hit it for you. I myself didn't even really plan more than like I just picked ones that I needed to get to this time. Because I barely got any of the oddly specific. I thought I would come across more of those than I did, and I didn't. So I was gonna do that. You tended to read, but you started some historicals. Didn't find it. Oh, that's okay. That's all right. I like the static board. Made it fun to choose the books. Okay, cool. Were there any? I also want to know like if there's any. I guess we'll get to these. There's still more people stuff, but like for you guys, were there any prompts that you think should be added? I know beforehand. So people watch it. I asked them beforehand if there was oddly specific prompts, and they had a few. But I think now once you like saw what I was doing and you played it, maybe you had some others that came to mind that I could add next time. Cause I just was like, give me these. And it's like, I don't know what you want yet. I didn't want to.
I was at work. I was like,
And I was like, tell me your favorite book. And they're like,
Maybe including like instead of you talked about taking off the retelling, maybe doing like a favorite reread one, because a lot of people might want to reread some of their favorites. Like me, I tend to read the same authors every single year. I like that tradition of the same authors, but I don't reread the books. So maybe bring them back to like one of their loves or something.
Sure.
I like that.
I know one I forgot just for me own self is I forgot LGBT this time. I usually add that in there because I like reading gay Mafia. So there's that. I will probably have that as a choice next time too. But let's see. Love the extra stuff. Great. And that was too like, because I know some people, their points were able to just like blow it out of the water, like I said. But I also want it to be that if people didn't find any oddly specific things, it wasn't impossible to still get the points. Because if you get even 3 bingos, you're gonna get it, because that's 15 points right there, plus 15 for the individual, points you hit. So that was kind of my goal anyway. Tainted Obsession was great. Excited for book 2. Oh yeah, love it. Like the static board. It was great. Good. Love the static board because at least yeah. And that was why I added those too, and then decided to give them more points, because I myself in readathons in the past, it's why I first did a build your own board, because I didn't like sometimes the prompts that were picked, and it would be like, but I don't want to read this group book that I have to read if I want to like get anything or whatever. So that's when, this was 4 years ago when I first like, make your own board, do what you want, then you can do whatever you want. But now I'm also like, yeah, I like playing games more than just that sometimes. Would have liked more time. That's true too. That is true. I've found though that like 4 days tends to be the sweet spot for this, because in the past when I've done week-long ones, people are pretty fatigued by the end of it. But some people have more time to read weekends, and some do have time during the week to be reading when they're driving or whatever. So we could talk about that maybe, but yeah, the times I've done, because like the fan fiction readathon, I do that as a week, because some fan fictions will literally take you a long fucking time to read.
I read one book during that fan fiction readathon, and I finished it on the last day. Like I just did
it. Yeah. So with fan fiction, I'm like, let's give people a week to do it, but I don't know. So that's a thing I struggle with, because I would do it for a full week. But when I ask people to host with me, I feel bad being like, could be committed to me for a week of this in the middle of summer. I need you to be committed to me. Like, it's tough. Finished Restrain Me. Didn't like it that much. You're almost done with When She Unravels. Nice. Well, that one counts too. Care for sure. Same as a week. Same. A week would be cool, but keep the 4 lives. Sure. Yep. She made my own board out of the main tropes. You had my work schedule was crazy. Yep. Well, yeah, and that's a choice too. Again, you can just use these prompts to help guide your reading. That's totally fine. You have a lot going on and tend to freeze when you're given prompts. Yeah, that's great. And you still read a whole bunch. So that's totally fine. Add more time, like a week, but keep it. Okay. All right. Good to know. I'm competitive, so this kicked you past the cure. Oh, sure. You haven't. Yeah. And that's true too. Like, I was surprised how many that I read. I know that I read a high volume. I do, but I usually don't read 4 or 5 of the same thing that much. So that was fun. Usually switch it up. The rereading prompt. Yes, we can definitely add that in. That's a great idea. I've had that before on the romance takeover readathon, because sometimes you just want to reread your favorite thing. The prompts honestly kind of covered most of it. Okay, good. That's what I was hoping for. I think because I'll add Greek in as a bonus point. There's a few Greek, and I'll probably add like Serbian in there too as extra pointed ones, because there are a few of those floating around. What?
Polish?
Yeah.
Still in here. There's Polish. I was like, damn, there's a Polish one.
Yeah, but that's literally one. Like, there are multiple like Serbian ones and of Greek. Like, there isn't just Jagger Cole that has Greek. There's Michelle Hurd also has Greek.
Yeah, her first one's Greek.
Right. Because then, if you pick one like Polish, I'm basically saying that the group book is Stolen Air if I pick that, because he's pretty much only that. Reread prompt, love it. Got 15 points, love it. Fan fiction is so long. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm planning to give us time. And we'll just have lives like spread out. It'll be when people can do it. And that my hosts for that too, I have some Instagram based people as well as people with YouTube. So it'd be really fun to actually have like some Instagram lives where we read. I feel like no one ever does that
Yeah,
because
they kind of fell off. People don't do them
cringe.
as much anymore.
Right. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe it'd be good for my Instagram if we did one on there sometime. I just feel like it's weird when you have multiple people on Instagrams because we're so tiny. I'm like, oh, I can't see anyone, but who knows? Maybe it'd be fun. On the specific prompts that I enjoyed, came across. Yeah, no, I'll definitely add Cowboy Mafia in, Heather. Yeah, yep. That's definitely become more popular because of Yellowstone. So, I mean, because I read one I wasn't expecting to read, and there's also the Slay that I read earlier this year, and then there is also, I mean, of course, Broken Vow works for that as well. So, I mean, kind of, I guess, because it's not a cowboy mafia. He's a cowboy who helps the mafia. So that one's not really cowboy mafia, but you do what you got to do. It's a busy time of year, doing it a month before or after, and you would do a week. Yeah. I'm kind of committed to May because I like Mafia May, but it's usually is the first weekend in May, so it doesn't get close to everything. But again, I was gone. That's why we did it a little bit. That's why I had to move it because I wasn't going to be here. Maybe take away the musical.
That was mine, and I felt like I was she didn't put me on the spot, but I was in the middle of work, and I was like, "What's a random thing?" And
I gave you all fucking day.
You did. It's not your fault. And I was like, I just read one with a musical instrument, but then I thought later, I was like, I don't think I've read any other ones with musical instruments. And then you asked me for examples, and I was like, I know this one.
Yeah.
That was me. I think
it's okay. Well, I only found like that Rhapsody one also had it, but I don't think anybody even read that one. So yeah, like I said, I didn't even read it. I didn't read any 3-pointers. So I look at my board. I thought I would hit more of them, but also, yeah, because Twisted Emotions is one. I believe does one of Neva's have it too?
One of the last one that came out in audiobook does.
Okay.
That one.
Okay. And then I know there was another one I read where the man played piano, but I can't remember it either. So what was I looking at? Okay, I was looking at this. Yeah, I didn't get, I chose not to read it because I didn't want to. I didn't read Female Boss, and I didn't read an undercover one, but I had wanted to. And so this was something too. I had been planning that By Frenzy I Ruin would be my neurodivergent read, but I decided that Nevio isn't neurodivergent. He's just a fucking idiot. Pardon me. So I was like, I'm not going to give you that title because that seems disrespectful to people who actually have challenges in their life. Lots of books have Italian mafia. Yes. Well, that is where most of it originated from that we have here anyway in the US. They mostly came from there. Jager's books are addicting. Yes, they're very addicting for sure. Okay, but you didn't give us any recs. I put them in my video. I had 2 recs for the instruments. I had recs for every single prompt that was in the video. You might not have wanted to read them, but I found a couple. I searched and I found them. Because if anybody read Twisted Emotions, Kiara plays a piano, so you could count them. But it's okay. But yeah, if there are any other ones, I think that we hit pretty much everything. I think we did good. I mean, I also could have included, actually, I don't know. I think that's good. I didn't have like a second chance one. There aren't a ton of those. But yeah, that's kind of what I got to. Because, I mean, you can get as specific with Mafia as you get with anything else. Like, I could have done X's dad, and I could have done, like, dad's friend. Like, I could have went that specific, but I was like, let's keep it more vague. Somebody's got to play the damn piano, right? You think more people do. Hey, it's okay. I didn't warn them about this. I was working on the fly, and I was like, hey, give me these. Is the second book Restrain Me better than book 1? So Daniela would be the one to ask for this because I don't remember these perfectly, but I liked book 2 and 4 in that series the best in that one. Which I also didn't talk about the book I just read. I think I did. That was my favorite. I didn't tell you what my favorite was. My favorite is the one I just finished, and that was Michelle Hurd. I read Tempted by the Devil, and it was my favorite one, which I was glad because I had had pretty mediocre reads. Like they were just okay. And then I read Tempted by the Devil today, and I was like, oh my gosh. It was also kind of funny because I was reading it in church this morning. That's what I do on Sundays. I read my book in church. And she was a Catholic who goes to church every Sunday in that one. And I was like, oh, wow, this is interesting that I'm reading this at church. But that was my favorite one. It was a forced marriage, but okay. I don't want to say this just to like excite people, but also it will. This one really gave me Neva vibes. This one did that I just read. And all of hers have audiobooks, by the way.
I just got it. I just got
the audiobook. That one really gave me Neva vibes because of just the trauma that she has, and then him being like, oh, I just need a wife to do this. And then he's like, oh, I love her. Like, right away. And also someone's limb gets sawed off in it. Like it also just went there. And I was like, wow, I forgot that Michelle Hurd does do that. Since I read one, but that was my favorite one easily. Really liked it. All right. Wow. Look, see, we're almost at a half hour already. Any other ones? What about you guys? Which other ones did you, what other stuff did you like or want or think that we could tweak it?
I like the week thing just because I read the slowest, but I like just having the 4 lives because I was able to schedule those in and knowing when they are ahead of time.
Sure.
Because I was able to make sure that I could be there for all of them. But like having more time would have been awesome because I would have felt better because I would have finished more than 2 books.
Yeah. No, I know.
So I'm the slowest reader out of everybody on the hosts panel. So.
Oh, I mean, Cheyenne only finished 2 as well. She's not. She just shared hers. I should share. Cheyenne is our enforcer, I guess. She had 7 points, is what I saw that she had. So she picked good books, but they didn't have a lot of points for them. So giving people more time would be good.
But. Yeah, I think. But I also like the keeping the same amount of live shows. I think it's good. Yeah. Just a little bit more time to get books read.
Yeah. Well, and they could be more spread out too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's up to my host. Like, luckily, this time we were able to all share it. Sometimes it just doesn't work out when we pick it, and people are like, actually, I can share, but like, I can't. And that's totally fine. Like, this isn't a prior. It's just, it's reading. It doesn't have to take over everything. But if we made it, yes, absolutely. We could totally do that. Because I don't want to put a lot of like pressure on people for it. So. Yeah, but we have other stuff to get to. But yeah, and I think too then, because I didn't know how everyone would do with the points, so I didn't want to be ridiculous, but I was also like, I could make it higher too if people have a week, because then I won't feel as bad about it. But I need to know Michelle's process. How does she write so fast? Right? I know we were talking about that. Some of those authors... Well, or like, I know it's 2 of them, but like Piper, Rain, they have 2 books coming out a month. And like, I know it's a duo. But they still write together, don't they? Or am I missing something? Do they share it? Like, I don't know. I've never interviewed them or know. But like, they literally had their dark romance and their small town coming out like a week apart. They had Shattered Vows just came out, and The One I Left Behind comes out on Tuesday. And they have that the next like 3 months. They have like 1 of each coming out. And I'm just like, how did you do that?
That's insane.
But I wish you had known a little sooner. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. That's the thing too. I try to announce like when my readathons are early, but I don't always make a post for it. So that's a tough one. I can definitely in future years share it, but in general, everyone can put in their calendar. Like, for real, this one is always the first weekend in May. It's just, I don't announce it till I do a TBR video usually, which is 2 weeks before then, which is fair. But if you want to put it as a recurring thing in your calendar for ad nauseum, unless Jenn, Lord help me, something happens, like it's going to be the first weekend in May. Because also the book signing I went to this year won't be happening anymore, so I won't have to move anything for it. So it's usually the first full weekend of the month. So it's Mafia May, which was great. Oh yeah, I already shared that one. So yeah, well, cool. Well, this was really fun. I'm glad everybody could participate. I'm glad people had fun. Komal, it's gonna be July. I don't have the dates yet, but that's decided. I'm gonna do July again, which I think. Do we do June? It was June last year, but I wanted to put more space between Mafia and it this time because I did them in back-to-back months last year, and that was a lot.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can't imagine. Like, especially with the points for this, like you did such a good job. Like that takes probably a lot of work.
Yeah, I was mostly stressed out if people would like it or not. So thank you guys for the feedback while I was doing it because I was like, I'm excited, but also I hope everyone doesn't think it's stupid. Like,
No, I thought it was really fun. I like having the hierarchies and everything like that. I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah. That was honestly, that was a great moment of inspiration because I was like, okay, so I'm gonna make it worth points, but like I'm not doing prizes this year. So what can people win?
Bragging rights.
And I was like, yeah, you can win a place in the Mafia, and there we go. You can officially call yourself a Donna until next year and see if you can stay there. So
Ooh, I like that.
right?
Yep.
I know, I love
I'm gonna
it.
hold my title.
Yep.
Right? You're gonna keep it. We'll make like little
Am
mini
I gonna
trophies.
Am I gonna move up because I'm just a capo right now?
If you can, we get to boss you around. So
Yeah.
there we go. That's how we do it. But back to Voyager. Yeah, that's right. I got that whole fucking book to read before next Saturday. Oh my gosh. But
I'm not doing too hot on the Outlander right now.
I know. Well, yeah, I was coming up with questions, and so I was looking through, and I was like, "Dang it, I can't read this yet. Don't get sucked in, Jen. Don't get sucked in." But yeah. Well, anyway, everyone have a good night. Happy Mother's Day to everybody watching. You're amazing, and we'll see you again soon. Have a great Sunday. Bye.